Morning all, wherever you are in the world. Just wanted to give you a quick guide around FTX at the moment and explain to you some of the trades I was going into, which only just opened recently, which is XRP, ADA, and I've had a DOT and Matic as well. I think they're good projects. The main reason Matic's been very solid and it dropped 8% in 24 hours, and expecting that maybe to turn around a little bit. Time will tell. We're all in the green at the moment, which is a good start. Probably ADA and XRP I'll keep. I'll be looking at round about trying to make a 10% profit on Matic and DOT before I pull out. So DOT's already pumping along, and that one's I might keep that a little bit longer because it's such a good project. You notice I'm not in Shiba at the moment, but what I do is I have a trigger order. I have obviously my spot, which is sitting there. Already, which is a ton load of that, which is just that's going to stay there no matter what. And I'm using this at the moment to be buying in the dips and the troughs. You can see most of the night it's been fairly, or the last day, probably since it's 6 a.m. here at the moment. So for the last 3 or 4 hours, it's been quite steady between 0.0007 and 0.0075. So it's quite high at the moment. I'm very, very happy with Shiba. I know there's a lot of stuff going on online where people are saying it's dead and it's going. That's not a graph of something that's dying. It's a graph of something that's now growing with a good community. You're obviously, if we go back to the 1 hourly chart, we can see again we're still seeing now that pathway for growth all the time. Your highs are a little bit higher, and your lows are a little bit lower. Yep, this was expected, this correction. That's when everyone gets excited, and we talk about what's happening here is euphoria. And then everyone freaks out and sells, and then there's a bit of depression comes in, so people sell again. And then the market just bottoms out here. So I expect it's going to stay in this range between there and there over the period. So you can see I've just got a buy-in set at the moment, which is, if we're looking here, that's open orders. So an open, I've gone in for 10 million sheaves to buy in at 0.0068. So what I'm saying is this price here, when it drops to 0.0068, which is at the buy limit there, it will trigger an order to buy in. So I'm assuming at some stage during the day, it's going to dip again down to 0.68 probably. And looking at that graph, it may not. It may only go here, so I might miss it. So who knows? But it's a risk you take. It could drop further. So I've set a sell stop on that at around the 5. What have I got? The triggers here. So you can see the triggers I've set here is to sell at 0.0065. That's a stop loss. So that just covers me if the market is just collapsing, and probably leaves me with around about a $30 loss in that period, which is not too bad. So again, just going back to you, I'm just going to walk you around what's actually happening. Obviously, that's a graph, and we might shoot over to DOT and have a look at it because it's more stable. And you can see some of the factors we have on here at the moment is the green line. It's the moving averages of the last 9 hours, and the yellow line is the moving averages of the last 20 periods or 20 hours. So what we want is when these two converge and the green starts crossing. So you can see from where it crossed, if I zoom in, it crossed at this point here. Since that period, we can actually see it first crossed here and then came down, but then re-emerged here, and it's been on that steady path all the way up. The other indicator is the RSI. Currently that's, and we'll just expand that out a bit, that RSI there. We generally want that above 50 at the moment. As you can see, it's 62.25, 62, sorry. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So that explains that. Now over here we have the order book, which is basically a buy price and a sell price. So these are orders that are being placed, or they might be sitting there as sell orders or buy orders. And then the market trades that are happening. So pretty scary if you look at that all the time, because I mean it's literally going every second at the end of the day. So if you're trading a little bit long term, the 1 day is great. If you want to, and we're trading in perpetuals, which is future markets at the moment here, not spot. So not everyone has access to that around the world. At the moment, I've got my leveraging set at 10x, 20x is quite risky. Otherwise you end up liquidating. Now I'll explain liquidating a little bit to you. You can see here that DOT, we've got a portion size of 30, a notional size, so that's with borrowings, which is leveraging, up to 1323. We've our liquidation, so if that price drops below 24.96, the market will be absolutely in free fall if it does, but then it will actually liquidate and sell that portion of the assets, and I'll pretty much lose everything in that I've invested into that. And the same with ADA, down at 0.85 cents. Again, it's never going to reach them. 44 cents for Matic and 80 cents for XRP. So you can see we're getting nice growth. Dollar wise, it doesn't look too exciting, but I've been in it for 10 minutes at the moment, and we're already at $14 profit, and there's nothing too exciting happening in the market. So just looking over here, so if you want to make an order, so if we wanted to buy a DOT, this is a purchase buy-in. We have a market price here. We also have a limit price. Now the limit is we can set when we want to buy in. So if we decided we wanted to buy, DOT is currently sitting at 44.15. So if we decided we want to do that, maybe it's been trending up for a while, we can see a little bit of a turn maybe coming. We're watching it, so it might be coming down after this bit of a bull run it's having. As you can see, what happened here, massive collapse in that rate there. That's happened when everyone went absolutely crazy. As that comes down, so we might say, well, we think that's usually a good point. We want to stay above that bottom low, so maybe I might come in at somewhere around about 41.09 or something like that, and I might say I want to take profit when it gets back to 44. Okay, so 7.08% profit. I want to stop loss if it hits, so let's have a look what the bottom is. Around about 40 is the absolute bottom here. We might want to take it up a little bit to 40.669. So that gives us a 1% loss. Now we have leveraging at the moment, so as I said, I'll show you what happens here. So I've got it set at 10x. If I go up to 20x, you'll see what happens. So it's set at 20x. If I was to go 100% in, it'll allow me to put $8,156 on it straight away. So that sounds pretty exciting. Imagine if that goes up and we make 44, we make 7% profit. But my liquidation price is 42.83. So we'd absolutely lose the whole lot of money I have invested. Free capital that I have invested would be gone straight away. So that's a really risky move. So we stay at 10x, and we'd look at, say, building 25% on at that price. I'm not going to do the trade because I don't want to do that at the moment. So anyway, so sorry, take profit. All right, so we'll keep going on that. So that's a bit of an example of what that does there. Now, if you were to do a sell order, this is, we're going to say here, well, we think this might go down to 42. We'd set that at the market now. We'd go into a buy. So why do we think it's going to do? Well, at the moment, it doesn't look like it. That's what it's going to do. It's heading up. But we might start to see this turn. When these two lines converge, you'll see that arc go down like that. And all markets do that. So when we're taking profit now, we want to take the profit lower than what the price is. So we might say bring it down to 42.8 or something like that, assuming it's not going to go down quite as low. 2.8, so it's a 3.17 profit. In this time, we're going to take a stop loss. So stop loss means if it does actually go up, we actually start losing money. So this is how you make money on a market that's actually going down. So we just set that at 44. Sorry, let's try that again. 44 point. Oh, sorry, 45. So that's got to be above the actual market price. So it gives us a 1.8% loss. We're going to put in 23.7. That's a total amount of 1,049. If we make a profit, we'll exit at $32. If we make a loss, we'll exit at $19. So you can play around with this number until you don't want the losses quite as much. So 44.4. So I make a $5 loss, but the risk is that that can jump up quite easily as well. So I hope it gives you a little bit of an idea. As I said, just watch your things like your liquidation levels and that. So, and as you can see, since we've been talking here, This is now up over around the $22 mark, so it's $7 in the last 2 minutes. So it's going nicely. And I think the price levels that these are at, ADA is really undervalued. We're looking at getting up to around the $2.30 mark again. XRP, there's talks of that getting to $3 in the new year. With the court case that's going on, DOT just performs consistently, and Matic, I'll say Matic's a little erratic, but I think with such a big loss over the last 24 hours, it's not a bad coin to get on, and I'll probably show you the reason why. And I'm sorry this is such a long video. Right, so you can see, I'll just move that up, that's a bit better. So we'll drop that down to a minute again. 1 minute. So yeah, you can see that we've got that arc coming back up, but it was up quite high, and that's the bottom. So we're seeing new highs hitting there all the time. So that's a little bit about it. There's not much more else. So now, obviously, if we wanted to close the market quickly, we can close the market. If we want to sell portions of it, we can do that as well. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea and a bit of understanding on how to use it. That's just very basic. I didn't want to give you too much. But that's only this is only if you're trading futures. But the principle is very, very similar if you're trading on spot, which we can show you later. So, all right, well, have a good night or day or wherever you are in the world, and take care. Be kind to each other.